So till now we have done two parts of chapter 9. Madam rides the bus. I hope you have understood till here. Okay, we read about Wali, how she was an 8 years old girl, how she was curious about to ride in a bus, and she didn't have any knowledge about how to go, how to go through the things of the journey. So still she managed, and she planned properly. Till now we have read how she planned. She collected money for the fair, then she planned that she will go at this time to at 1 o'clock to city by bus. Through 1:45 she will be reaching to city, to the town, and after that 1:45 she will be maybe at 2, then bus will restart and she will be at 2:45 she will be back to home. So these all planning was done in chapter number first and second, and she is in the bus, already in the bus, and she is meeting different strangers in between. She's looking outside view also. Till here we have read. Okay, so now this is third third part of the chapter 9. We start with now. Let's see what happened with Valli. Will she be able to reach back or not? Okay, let's see. Her first journey, what careful, painstaking, elaborate plans she had to make for it. She had to make for it. Painstaking is difficult, very difficult, something which is difficult. Now her first journey, it was her first journey, and now she has very difficulty. She had made the elaborate plan, she had prepared for that, how she will be reaching back and going to city and will be reaching back. She had to make for it. She had thriftily saved whatever stray coins came her way. Now thriftily is more carefully, she spent more carefully. She spent the money, whatever money she got, she tried to save that money for the sake of the fair. Okay, so then resisting very every temptation to buy peppermints, toys, balloons, and like finally she had saved a total of 60 paise. So from where, how did she save the money? Whatever money she got, maybe for buying, by the parents always give the pocket money to children, or maybe she has got the money from somewhere else. So those money which was to be spent on peppermints, toys, balloons and other things, she did not spend on that. She saved that money, and this way she was able to collect 60 paise. How difficult it had been, particularly that day at the village fair, but she had resolutely stated a strong desire to ride a merry-go-round. Merry-go-round is a swing, even though she had the money. Now she's remembering, she's recalling. Okay, what she's recalling, first see this word. Stittled, this means something controlled, how the desire was controlled. Now she's remembering those days when village fair was organized, and she wanted to have merry-go-round swing, enjoy that swing, those swings which were there in the fair, but she did not do any of these because she wanted to save the money for the fare of the bus. After she had enough money saved, her next problem was how to slip out of the house without her mother's knowledge. But she managed this without too much difficulty. Every day after lunch, her mother would nap. Nap is a small sleep. Just after lunch, we have a small short sleep. That nap is being talked about when mother was having 1 and 4. At 1 to 4, in between 1 to 4 she was having a nap. She planned that time. Valli always used these hours for excursions as she stood looking from the doorway of her house. Now see, what was her planning? Because mother, naturally a mother would never allow a child to go alone to city. So this was in the case of Valli also. So but because she was very determined, she will go, and she had saved the money also. So now next plan was that she will be slipping out, how she will run away, how she will go out of the house without mother's knowledge, because otherwise mother will not allow her to go to city. So she managed that time. How? Because during the after lunch, mother would take a nap. took like a sleep. She rested from 1 to 4 hours for this timing. 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. maybe she was resting, or maybe she was sleeping, but she was not actively she was doing her household works. So that was a time when Valli knew mother will not notice her presence in the house, because most of the time she had her excursions during this time only. When mother was sleeping, she used to go outside to play or whatever she wanted to do, new adventurous things, so she did during those times only. So then she planned that as she stood on her doorway of the house, so excursions while standing outside of the house, doorway of the house, that was the time when she passed her time alone, standing observing people, or maybe a little bit moving here and there also. So this way she's talking of that time. Then this was all she's thinking about, that how difficult it was for her to plan for all these things she has, but finally she is there. She's happy that she is now in the bus, or sometimes even ventured out into the village. Today, these some hours could be used for her first excursion outside the village. Now, it's saying ventured. Ventured is went out curiously, went out to know something about the village. So, she number of times she used to go out also in the village and used to observe the what was happening there. And this way, so this bus rolled on, now cutting across a bare landscape, now rushing through a tiny hamlet, or past an odd wayside shops. So this way she was going to city, now to town, and she observed that bus was going through different places. It was passing through a tiny hamlet. Here is a group of houses which are away of any residential area, number of houses. So past or odd wayside shops were there. She saw some shops were there, and then sometime the bus seemed on the point of gobbling up another vehicle that was coming towards them, or a pedestrian crossing the road. But lo, somehow it passed on smoothly, leaving all obstacles safely behind. Naturally, what happened when we this is what she is, because this is her first observation. So you may also have noticed that whenever we are going journey, we are going through any car or bus or on vehicles, any some vehicles from other opposite side, if other vehicle is coming, so we feel like this will be colliding with our vehicle, but nothing such happens. It comes and it pass away without any problem. So this is her first observation about that. She is observing that. Then then what happened? Trees came running towards them, but then stopped as the bus reached them, simply stood there, helpless for a moment by the side of the road before rushing away in the other direction. And this is also her first realization, that how this happens again with we people also. We feel like children, when the first time they see, they feel like when they are going, when they are moving in a bus or a car, what happened? Trees also moves with them. So trees are also moving in one, from one direction to other direction. So she is also feeling like that. Then suddenly Valli clapped her hands with glee, with smile. Suddenly what happened? She had a smile on her face and she clapped her hands in excitement. What was the reason? A young cow, tail high in the air, was running very fast right in the middle of the road, right in front of the bus. And the bus, so what she saw, that there was a cow who was running in front of the bus, and it was maybe afraid, because naturally the animals are afraid whenever any moving car, bus are coming, so they start running at speed. So this was happening with the cow, and for this girl it was a matter of excitement. She was very happy. The bus slowed to a crawl, and driver sounded his horn loudly again and again. So naturally driver wanted to save this cow also, and he wanted to save his bus also, so that it is not overturned. So he horned, and it was a matter of excitement for her. She was happy to see such a scene. But more he honked, the more frightened the animal became. Faster it galloped, always right in front of the bus. Okay, so galloped is at a great speed. It started at a great speed. Now, because the driver was honing and the animal was frightened now with the sound of the horn also. So it instead of going one other side, it started running in front of the bus at a high speed. So this all was a fun for Valli. It all she was enjoying that what was this happening, how this car was running in front of the bus. So it was a matter of excitement, everything, because she was seeing first time she was seeing any such thing in her life. Now, somehow, this was very funny to Wali. She laughed and laughed until there were tears in her eyes. She laughed so much that the tears started rolling out of her eyes. Not tears, that she was not weeping actually, because of laughing too much. Hey, lady, haven't you laughed enough? Call the conductor. Better save some for tomorrow. And now, conductor, who was continuously he was observing the girl, he said, better you stay quiet now. Don't laugh so much. At last the cow moved off the road, and soon the bus came to a railroad crossing. A speck of train could be seen in the distance, growing bigger and bigger as it drew near. Then it rushed past the crossing gate with a tremendous roar. Tremendous is in a great amount, and rattle shaking the bus. Then the bus went on past the train station. So this is all how the cow was moved aside, and then she's saying that the cow was now gone, and now this bus came at the railway crossing, and she saw a speck of train. She saw that there was a train and railway track. She was observing everything. So this was all a happy moment for her. First time she had seen such a scene of bus, of train track, of such scenes she has seen. Even the shops which were on the roadside, it was all matter of excitement for her. Now from there, it traversed a busy and well laid out shopping street, running entered a wider thoroughfare. Now then she observed that, first see this word traversed is travel across. Okay, and this another word is here, thoroughfare. This is thoroughfare is busy public road, a busy public road. Thoroughfare, this is busy public road, which is very where there is rush, a lot of rush. Okay, so now what happened, this girl, when she saw that suddenly a change came. Now these were the open fields, but now busy streets came where there were a lot of shops, and they were there, street markets were there, such big bright looking shops, what glittering display of clothes and other merchandise, such big crowds. Now another merchandise again is something to for the sale. So this was the market actually of the town. So she saw it that the big shops were there, all were greeting, different clothes were there, and different things were there which were to be sold. Such a big crowd, because she hadn't seen such a crowd earlier. So she was very surprised to see the people there in the market. Struck dumb with wonder, Wally gaped at everything. So Gyptis looked with wide open eyes. She looked at everything with surprise, that what was all this? So many peoples were moving in the busy streets. The bus stopped and everyone got off except Valli. Now see, this was city, so everyone naturally got stopped. Bus stopped, so everyone got off of the train. But Valli keeps sitting there only because she did not have any place to go. She did not have plan where she will be going. She did not know the market, and moreover she did not have that much money that she could move to the market. So she keep on sitting there only. And now naturally when she is sitting there, so conductor pointed out to this girl. Hey lady, said the conductor, aren't you ready to get off? This is as far as your 30 paisa takes you. No, Wali said, I am going back on the same bus. She took another 30 paise from her pocket, handed the coins to the conductor. Now, conductor said, why are you sitting here? Why not going? You have paid your fare and the journey which we have to make you ride in our bus, through the bus, it is over now. So go now. That Wali, what was the answer of Wali? She said, no, I am not going. Take another 30 paisa, the fare from me, and I am going back. So why? Why is something the matter? So conductor was surprised. What happened? You came here in the town and you're not going anywhere. No, nothing's the matter. I just felt like having a bus ride. That's all. Don't want you to have a look at the sights now, and that you are here. So conductor asked, "You're not going somewhere. Is there something wrong?" So the girl said, "Nothing. I just wanted to have a ride, and I have to taken the ride." So again, conductor said, "If you have come to the city, naturally you should take some rounds. You should see the markets." But the girl was not ready for anything. She keep on sitting there only, all by myself. All by myself. Oh, I would be much too afraid, greatly amused at the girl's way of speaking. The conductor said, "But you weren't afraid to come to the bus." Now what she's saying, that I am not going. I would be afraid if I go down, if I get off the bus. Maybe I will be afraid. The conductor said, "But you are not afraid when you came through the bus from the village. You were not afraid. So why are you afraid now?" "Nothing to be afraid of about that," she answered. "Well, then why not go to that stall over there and have something to drink? Nothing to be afraid of about that either." So conductor is offering her that you go to any stall, take any drink from there. "Oh no, I couldn't do that." "Well then let me bring you a cold drink." So conductor said, "Okay, if you can't go, can I bring a cold drink for you?" So now this girl was very smart. Maybe something was striking to her mind. So what she denied? She said, "No, I don't have enough money, and just give me the my ticket. That's all." She's saying, "I don't want to have any of your anyone to do anything for me because I didn't have money. I don't have money. So you give me my ticket. It will be better my treat, not cost you anything." "No, no," she said firmly. "Please no." So the conductor offered her that, "You need not to borrow, I will be borrowing for you." But the girl denied. Strictly she denied, and it was very intelligent part of her that where she's very wisely she's thinking something here, because he was a stranger and taking something from the stranger could be harmful for her. So she was not so innocent that she could accept anything from a stranger, maybe thinking that she denied. Conductor shrugged, and now conductor shrugged his, he just raised his shoulder to express that whatever she said he doesn't care about. So they waited until it was a time for the bus to begin return journey. Again there wasn't many passengers. So conductor just stopped to saying anything else, and they were there only. They waited so that the bus again moved back to the village. Now this is over with the third part. This is fourth part we are doing now. "Won't your mother be looking for you?" the conductor asked when he gave the ticket. "No, no, no one will be looking for me," she said. The bus started. Again there were the same wonderful sights. Now conductor was very worried. He said, "You are here and your mother may be knowing that you are not at home. Will not she worry?" This girl very confidently said, "No, no, no need, she will not be worrying," because she knew mother will be taking a nap that time. So again the bus started back towards, it again started back towards the village. And now again the same sight she was enjoying. Valli wasn't bored at the sight, greeted everything with the same excitement she felt the first time, but suddenly she saw the young cow lying dead by the roadside, just where it had been struck by some fast moving vehicle. "Isn't the same cow that ran in front of the bus on our trip to town?" she asked the conductor. And now what she observed when she was on her way to back to village, she observed that although she was very happy when she saw that that same young cow which was running in front of the bus to save her life, now it was dead. It was lying dead on the road. So maybe some vehicle, some fast moving vehicle had hit it and it had died there only. So it was miserable condition. It was very something very frightening situation for this girl who doesn't want, who maybe have not faced such situation in her life of about the death of something. So now the conductor, she asked the conductor, "Is that same cow which was in the morning running in front of the bus?" So now the conductor nodded. He nodded, he accepted, he agreed. He said yes. He just said yes, she was overcome with sadness, and what have been lovable, beautiful creature just a while ago now suddenly lost its charm, and its life looked so horrible, so frightening as it lay there, legs spread eagled, a fixed stare in his lifeless eyes, blood all over. So now this spread eagle is she was spread out with her legs were upper side, and it was falling down. So this girl, when she saw that this lifeless eyes of blood was everywhere scattered on the road, and the cow was lying, it was bathing in the pool of blood, even it was a horrible sight for her, because now suddenly something lost its life, and the beauty lost its charm for her, and everything till now which was beautiful, everything became ugly, horrible for her, because she had faced that how happy thing, happy creature who was laughing and enjoying the life just a little bit now little bit moment ago, now it is dead, died. So she was feeling sad for that. The bus moved on. The memory of the dead cow haunted her, dampening her enthusiasm, and she no longer wanted to look out of the window. Okay, now she was very sad. She could not face such situation, and she was feeling bad. Her all the enthusiasm was had lessened now, it was had gone, because now she doesn't want to go look outside the window. Till now everything was happy outside, but now according to her, because the scene, she had seen a scene of death, so she was feeling bad for the cow, and she doesn't want to look outside. Then she turned to the conductor and said, "Well, sir, I hope to see you again." "Okay, madam," he answered her smiling, "and whenever you feel like bus ride, come and join us. Don't be afraid to bring your fare. Don't forget to bring your fare." She laughed and jumped down the bus. So the whole time when she was coming back from town to village, she did not look outside because of that bad moment she has captured in her mind, that death she has captured in her mind. She doesn't want to look. But now she's back to village safely. She's back to village. She's bidding goodbye to the conductor also is welcoming her, that whenever you want to have a ride, you come, we'll be taking you to the city. And he's making again a fun, as it was his habit, that bring your fare also. Then she laughed and went away from there. Then away she went, running straight for home. When she entered her house, she found her mother awake, talking to one of Wali's aunts, and one from South Street. This aunt was real chatterbox, never closing her mouth once she started talking. So now she's back home. So what she saw, mother was not sleeping, mother was awakened, and she was sitting with one of her aunt, and this aunt was from South Street. This aunt was a chatterbox. What was the quality of this lady? She was a chatterbox. She talked a lot. Okay, chatterbox, she talked a lot on any topic she got. She did not stop, never closing her mouth once she started talking. So this lady was sitting in her house, mother was there. She was afraid, maybe something, maybe she may have not told about, may have told about the mother. So she, when she entered, this aunt, it was not mother who was pointing out to her, actually it was aunt. She asked, "Where have you been?" She asked the girl, "Where have you been? You are not in the house." She spoke very casually, not expecting a reply. So Wali just smiled, and her mother and aunt went on with their conversation. Now see, this aunt, just a casual question was being asked. She was not serious about, because they were not doubting of her that she may be somewhere like in the bus or somewhere. So just she asked, and then she started talking with mother, because they were busy on subtopic. "Yes, you're right," said mother. "So many things in our midst, in the world outside. How can we possibly know about everything? And even when this we do not know about something, we often can't understand it completely, can we?" So this is the lady is asking something. So they are talking about that they are talking something about maybe a general behavior of the people or outside, something they are talking about, and their conversation was as if it was linking with the ride of the bus by Wali. So it was just like that. So what they were talking something that we mother was saying that we don't know, a number of things happen in the world a number of times, and we don't know about all the things. So this they were talking, a general talk was being there being talked about. Oh yes, breathe Valli. And Valli, who was who knew that yes, this happens, that some number of things happen in the world and we don't know about any about all the things, everything, we don't know about everything. So this is what Yeli, in excitement, she spoke. Yes, and why she was saying it, you have to think over this point. Why she was saying, oh yes, breathe Wali. She said, yes, number of things happen, and how can we possibly know about everything? Everything. This mother was hinting, but for Wali it was, maybe she was thinking that yes, we can't know about everything until we go and see. Maybe she was just giving her idea over that, she was thinking that, and maybe that's why she responded when mother was speaking like that. So what asked her mother, and mother, who knew that this girl, because according to mother she was a girl, also was a chatterbox. She used to talk, maybe point out to the things like that only, and for these ladies, for these girls, it was for this mother, it was bad that she was talking like that in front of the elders. So what asked her mother, what are you, what are you saying? So mother is asking her, what's that you say? What are you saying? Why are you responding? Oh, said Valli, I just agreeing with what you said about things happening without our knowledge. Now see, mother, she's saying, I'm nothing, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, when you're saying that things happen without, where we don't know about anything, and the things keep on happening. I'm just responding to that. Such just a chit of girl she is, said her aunt. An aunt who always thought this girl was a chit of girl is immature girl who does not respect the elders. According to the aunt said, she's such a chit of girl, a disrespectful girl. And yet look how she pokes her nose into the conversation just through a mere vara grown lady. Now she's saying, see, this girl is very disrespectful. She is behaving badly here also. She is disrespectfully and talking like she's a grown up lady. Valli smiled to herself. Valli, who knew why she was talking, she smiled over that. I didn't want them to understand her smile. She didn't want them to understand the smile. But then there wasn't much chance of that, was there? Because she does not want the ladies to understand what she was thinking about, and she just smiled over the thing, and then did not say anything to her mother. Nothing was said by her. So this is all by both four parts were there. We have done all four. Okay, we'll discuss about Valli and the characters more in our question answers. Do the questions and reread the chapter if you feel that there is need to read. Okay, thank you.